Okay, let's do fawn. Wow. Oh, I love this one so much. Fawn is the pure, innocent state of a child unencumbered by any suffering or trauma or problems. It's just the simple innocence of being a child. So many kids, at least in our cultures, I imagine here too, are made to grow up really fast. It's like, you know, I mean, at least in America, it starts with, okay, I want my kid to get into this school at this age, and we work back from there, and all of a sudden you're back at like nursery. Is the kid in the right nursery, going to the right preschool? It's like the kid's like on a track, a career track at like 6 months old. And it's like everything's like pushing this kid to like grow into what the parent wants. And when a child is raised that way, they just lose touch with the spontaneity of being a kid. And the innocence of being a child without an agenda, just being free to like look at the sky and play and evolve in its own timing instead of the timing of some external set of circumstances or schools or whatever. So, fawn's really good for in a bunch of ways. For people who lost their innocence, either because of they were traumatized, you know, sexual abuse survivors immediately lose that innocence. Wherever there's physical, sexual abuse that's of any kind, this innocence is lost. Kids that are made to grow up too fast and please the parents instead of being connected with themselves lose that innocence. So this is really the essence for finding the child again, the really beautiful, free, connected, spontaneous, playful, pure child that's inside of us. And when I take the fawn every time at this point of the workshop, it's like, oh yeah, this is really it. It's kind of like, fawn is really what we're all trying to get back to, is that pure, innocent state of awareness without fear. There's no fear. There's just being, the joy of being alive in a spontaneous, very simple way. It's not complicated. It's actually very simple. Okay. Okay, lion cub. Okay. This is the one of the 6 that is similar to its adult. So the adult lion is top of the food chain, queen and king of the beasts, no predators, no fear, nothing to be afraid of, courageous, strong, regal. And tomorrow we'll actually be talking about adult lion in more detail. I remember when I first took lion cub, and I'm re-experiencing it now, the lion cub, what I felt and what I experienced is, imagine what life would be like for a child if fear did not exist as a concept. It's not just that you're free of fear, it's that fear does not exist. It's not part of the vocabulary of the lion cub's life. You're just there, totally unencumbered or limited by any fear, and are able to just live and act from a place of strength and power, which all children have, strength and power, until it's naturally they have that. So lion cub helps that child, the child that lost its courage, lost its strength, lost its power, to find it again. So it's for the fearful child, for the scared child, for the child that wants to feel more competent and capable, for the child that doesn't feel like she can do it, whatever it is. It's the one for nightmares. It's the one for wherever there is a lack of strength, of courage, of power. Lion cub is the one to reach for. We're going to do bear cub. So last year, Gabriel and I and Mary were hiking on the trail in the national park right next to where we live. And we came around a bend, and about 20 yards off the trail, saw I just saw a big black bear. I said, black bear, guys. And I heard her vocalization. You can tell by the way they're breathing, huffing, they call it, how distressed she is. And she wasn't distressed at all. And immediately after seeing her, about 5 seconds later, saw 2 cubs go up a tree here and 1 cub go up a tree here. And there's 3 cubs, and they go up really fast, much faster than this squirrel. And they don't go hand over hand. They pull themselves out really fast. And there they are, up in the notches of the trees, looking down at us while the mother's sitting at the base. It was extraordinary. Just like 20 yards away, looking up at them. And Gabriel, who is clairvoyant and can see the auras of all living things, actually all things, I asked him, so how are they doing, the cubs? He said, the cubs are fine, the mother's a little concerned, but she's okay. And I just saw these cubs, and they were just looking down at us, like just kind of sussing us out, like, wow, check those 2-leggeds out. And they were just totally, the word that was aware. They're just totally aware, totally present, not in fear, just aware of what was going on and taking it all in. And that is the essence of Bear Cub. It's for being aware, especially of what you are feeling. And it's really the essence for kids who are either traumatized or made to grow up too fast, lose their innocence, lose touch with how they really feel. They lose their awareness of what's really going on. And they adapt to what's going on around them and what's expected of them. This essence helps the child to reconnect with what they really feel, to become aware of how they really feel. It's also, and again, remember we're talking about physical children and the children that adults were. So both of those are equal. And it's really good also for older children who have behavioral issues and act out. It's really helpful for them to become aware of how their actions affect other people. The main problem with kids acting out is they're not really tuned in. They just don't get it. They don't see that when they scream or yell or hit or whatever they do, that other people are impacted by that. And Bear Cub can help that child to get that, oh, I'm not the center of the universe here. There's other people who are the center of their own universes too. And how I behave impacts these people. Okay? So that's the other major gift of the Bear Cub. Now what you'll see here is we've got an incredible system for addressing these very basic needs. And it's often hard to decide, well, what do I do? So I'm an abuse survivor and I'm healing and I didn't bond with my mother, so, well, I need the dolphin calf and I certainly lost my innocence and I didn't fit in. And I need them all. Or I'm not sure which one to take. When in doubt, you use them all together. And they're actually most effective when really wanting to address really deep stuff, to use them all. To get stock bottles, invest in the stock bottles, it's totally worth it. Get yourself some glass bottles and some brandy, and you can make up just dosage bottles of all 6. Put them all in one, and there you go. I have one friend in the UK whose his son is now 3½, and since he was 2 weeks old, every single day of his life, he's had the baby animals rubbed into his feet. And Marlowe has gone through a lot. It's not been an easy childhood for him because his parents separated and a lot of disruption. But the kid is really centered and grounded. It's every day he's getting this support, every single day. By the way, rubbing into the feet is a great way for kids to get the essences, especially babies. When Gabriel was 2 weeks old, he hit his first patch of not sleeping well. And Mary and I tuned in and we were like, man, he's going through so much change. He's almost doubled his body weight. And he's just transforming so fast. He needs butterfly. So I got butterfly and rubbed it into his feet and immediately he settled. So butterfly is a really good tonic for newborns. And like first year of life, there's no better essence than butterfly. We're going to talk about that tomorrow in more detail.